People of the world, how y'all doing? It's Midnight Meditation with Emma. And I need to say thank you guys for being present. Even if you ain't present, just thank you for being present. I thank myself for being present. I thank God for allowing me to be present. So I've had a long night. Let me just say that. But nonetheless, grateful that I'm here. So the topic what we're going to talk about tonight is uh, experience and express. Okay. Really, it's about trust. You know, it says, topic is, I experience and express the power of trust because I know how to stand up to the darkness. No, not darkness, to the dark forces. Mm, Keyword trust and dark forces. Wow. That's that's a hell of a thing. Dark forces and trust. Wow. We can go a lot of places with that. It says, but like, can you remember a time after pulling yourself up out of the muck and mire of feeling bad and doing bad? You have found the joy of doing good, only to have someone bad or something bad push you back down into the mud. Hell yeah. Wow. There is a dark force and energy which can enter your life at the most inconvenient times in very disruptive ways. Some call this force Satan or the devil. Others might say that it is negative energy or bad vibes. Your choice. If or when this force enters your life, you might call it trouble, problems, a crisis, a challenge, difficult, or issue. Whatever you call it, be aware. When the dark force enters your life, it has only one intent: to whip your butt. That's right. The darkness is out to beat you down. If you are smart, you won't fight back. You will surrender, cover your face, pray, and trust. There go that one yarn, y'all. Yeah. Okay. Um, where was I at? Oh, I said, yeah. If you try to defend yourself against the darkness with brute force, you are going to beat up. You are going to get beat up very, very, very badly. Your vision could be smashed. Your hopes and dreams could be shattered. In the realm of darkness, you better know how to protect yourself. Don't try to fight the darkness alone. Darkness is not afraid of you. When you know that you are getting beat up by the dark forces, don't try to prove anything to anyone. Lie down. Mm. Cover your face. Play dead. Raise your voice in prayer. Trust that your help is on the way. And remember, God is God is my defense and my defender. Until today, you may have thought that it was noble to try to fight off the dark forces when they enter your life. Just for today, stop trying to prove that you are stronger than the negative energies and dark forces around you. Protect yourself with prayer and trust. Today, I am devoted to calling on the great defender if I am confronted by forces of darkness. You know, it's interesting. Because like, and it is so true, when bad things happen and you are surrounded by bad people and they are participating in bad things, and like I said, we sometimes call it different stuff. We call it negative energy, bad vibes. Some people, as she said, call it the devil, call it Satan, call it whatever you want to call it. But understand that the only way out is trust in a power greater than you, which I choose to call God. And I know based on the evidence in my own life, when those dark times have crept up, even when I invited them, like when I was really uh, bad on drugs, there was a dark force, you know, that that was a dark time in my life. But one of the things that I continued to do in the midst of that darkness was pray and trust. Because I knew in my hearts of hearts that God was not going to let me stay there. Um, and I am so forever grateful because, like, people used to say to me stuff like, um, how in the world can you listen to gospel while you participate in get drugs and getting high and stuff like that? And I was like, cause God knows I'll see y'all and takes care of y'all. I was just real grateful that my prayers was answered consistently. But now let me say they weren't answered it right then and there when I wanted them to be answered, but they did get answered because I didn't stay in that darkness for long. I didn't stay in um, I didn't stay in that bad place for long. I didn't get to feel those bad vibes for long. You know, I always had a choice, and the choices that I made was like to pray. You know, I believed in a power greater than me. I believed that God was looking after me, even on my worst days. Um, and not just that time. There has been many times of darkness in my life. Um, like when I went to prison, uh, that was a dark time for me because I went to prison as a young girl. You know, uh, I got locked up when I was like 16 years old. I went to prison when I was 18. You know, that was a dark time because the only thing I knew about prison at that time in my life was the stuff I had seen on TV. And when I tell you that I was like, oh my God, I was afraid when I got there. You know, uh, that fear didn't last for long because for me it didn't last long because I had a lot of people like guards and counselors that worked there that helped raise me, that made my time not so bad, but nonetheless, that was one of those times that like I really started getting into the word, getting into my Bible, um, and had a lot more trust in God during those times because all I knew was that God was going to be able to see me through it. He was going to be the one to help me get out of it. Not that, okay, I don't understand where all of y'all come from. Yes, I do. Because I just got off from work from my other job and I'm really tired, but that's okay. I just keep covering up my mouth when I need a yarn. Uh, but as I was saying, I didn't expect God to like cut my time in half or open the gates of the prison and let me out and all of that. But He did provide a way for me to do my time and not be scared and not live in fear. because I was able to trust him, you know. And it ain't only God that I trust. I trust other people that was in my life. You know, I trusted that at the end of the day that there was not going to be that the darkness was going to be able to turn to light. You know, when we no, let me say when I encounter bad vibes or darkness or anything of that nature, you want to? I have one of our guests here that would like to participate. You want to read what the meditation is and comment?
Y'all read?
Okay, it's September the 7th. But anyway, as I was saying, it's like when those times creep up or those people come around, I immediately feel the negative energy. I immediately can sense the bad vibes, and I move around because one thing I know for certain, no weapon formed against me is gonna prosper, no matter how it comes. Because of the trust and faith that I have in the God of my understanding. And I've been having it since I was a little girl, knew how to adult. I just got sidetracked. And in the process of getting sidetracked, I made some bad decisions. Um, I invited some bad people into my circle and into my life. And in doing so, uh, I followed down the wrong path. I started spiraling down and out of control. But oh, am I so grateful for the God of my understanding. Because even in the midst of all of that, God was still carrying me. He was still holding me. He was still protecting me. Because there were some situations that I wasn't supposed to live through. Uh, but because there's a calling on my life and God has a plan for me and still does, had a plan for me and still does, He allowed me not to die. Um, and He allowed those experiences to be a part of my story today to help other people survive some of their traumas and some of the dark days that they may have. You know, he used those things to be a part of my story, to be a part of my healing. And a lot of them I've been able to heal from. But it's only been through his grace and his mercy. You know, I don't know what y'all think. Chime in, check in. Let me see what y'all got on y'all mind. What I do know is where my coworker at? Cheryl, you want to get in on this? You know, I be just pulling folks in. And see, I originally did have another plan about tonight's meditation because it was gonna be like a freestyle thing, like what's on your mind? What is it you want to talk about? And I think I asked that question last week. You know, and if
I love that. That is, yeah, I love that.
okay, so now she says she loves it, but she oh okay, my bad. Um, you know, but here we go again, y'all. I told y'all it's like whenever I get on midnight meditation, I get the yawning. And normally it's just one yawn, but tonight there's been a couple of, and like I said, I think it's because I had a kind of a rough night on my other job, and like I'm tired. But even though I'm tired, that doesn't excuse uh, the yawn. But let's get back to talking about the topic at hand: trust and dark forces. You know, go by all means.
Okay.
So okay, you can just talk loud. So okay, so y'all, this is really nice because y'all know this midnight meditation with Emma, and the young lady that has comment, her name is Emma too. Go figure, like how awesome is that? God be showing out. So what you got, Emma?
I have been through a lot in the last 4 years. It was very dark for me, so I thought, and I realized that it was just a very aha moment for me when I started talking to, when I went to PRN and I started talking to people, and it's like God puts, or for me, God puts everything in your life for a reason, for a purpose, to teach you a lesson. And it's just, if you don't learn the lesson, you will maybe do it all over again. But it's all the bad, dark stuff that you thought it was. At the end of the day, like, it just teaches you a beautiful lesson, and it's all for a reason. And it's just, if you turn that into good, because it's all at the end of the day going to be a lesson, and that's beautiful, and it makes you stronger, and it makes you who you are, and it's way easier to deal with and to cope with for
Oh,
me.
okay.
But that's my
So,
experience.
so I concur with her, because like everything that we go through is a lesson and a blessing,
Hmm.
and it just depends on how we look at it. You know, you can, some people look at it as oh, like it's a doomsday and never get past it and they hold on to it and it controls their life, and other people take those experiences and God places people in our lives to help guide us on our journey that gives us another outlook to take those negative things, bad energy, dark forces, and turn them into something good. Because, as she said, at the end of the day, they're all lessons. And by my own experience, there's a few lessons that I've had to repeat
Hmm.
because I didn't get it the first time around. Some of them I didn't get the second time around. So I had to repeat quite a few lessons over and over until I was able to receive the blessing. And the blessing behind those lessons is that though they happen to me, they really happen for me so that I can help somebody else, you know, because without those lived experiences, I wouldn't be able to be in the position that I am in today, because I support a lot, well, quite a few women on this journey and on their journey. Um, and not only do I support those women up close and personal, I work in a field where I give support, based on my lived experience. And so all those things that happened, like Emma just said, turned out to be blessings for her. They turned out to be something good at the end of the day. It's because she paid attention,
I'm still
you
learning.
know, and she's still learning,
I'm at the very beginning.
you know. And if she, as she said, she's at the very beginning, so she's still learning, you know. But she's paying attention to the things that are going on in her circle, in her life, and putting them in a proper perspective. Just because I go through a dark phase or a dark time or a dark moment, don't make it read dark for real. All I got to do is just focus, and I'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's just I have to change my lenses of how I'm looking at it, because like I said, we can look at it through a lens of, oh, poor me, and then I'll be stuck right there forever, or for longer than I need to, because expiration dates do exist. I could be stuck in a place way past the expiration date, and what do that benefit? You know, it don't benefit me. It keeps me miserable, and it keeps the people around me miserable, or it keeps me isolated and alone because don't nobody want to be around somebody that is miserable and have a negative outlook on everything all the time. Let me just say, I don't. If you're always negative and you're always, oh, poor me, no, I don't want to be around that all the time because it's going to drain my good energy. That's going to drain me. Uh, that's going to take me to a place that I don't really want to be. So then I have to ask, like, what is it all for? You know, and sometimes I get a right answer, sometimes I don't. But what I do know is that if I keep the focus on me and remove myself from those people that are always in that space all the time, then there's no good gonna come out of that. It's just not. You know, we all have a path to go on. We're all on a path, good, bad, or indifferent. But we get to choose what that path looks like with our thoughts, with our behavior, with the people that we interact with. We have a choice. Not only do we have a choice, we have a voice and a choice. And I get to say no to the negativity. I get to say no, not today, maybe tomorrow. Because, like, for real, today, I might be in a great place. Tomorrow, I might be feeling a little down. But I get to change that feeling a little down at any time. At any time. I get to say no, start my day all over again. And it could be in the middle of the day, in the middle of the night. I get to start it all over again. I don't have to stay there. It's a choice, you know. Uh, and today I do not allow bad vibes, negativity, or dark places control and run my life or my thought process. Um, it's just not healthy for a sister like me. I'm so sorry. It's just not healthy, you know. And today I've been trying to be as healthy as I can. Like I try to eat healthy, try to work out. I surround myself with healthy people. And one of the other things that I do is like those things and goals that I want to reach in life. I surround myself with people that's doing those type of things. I be around like-minded people, you know. And sometimes it takes a minute to get there, but once I'm there, I stay there. I don't backtrack because backtracking, like I said, y'all heard me say, when I don't get the lesson, I have to repeat the class. And when I tell you I done repeated a few classes, that shit gets boring. Not only does it get boring, it starts to drain everything in me, you know. And then it also lets me know that how can I be of help to anybody if I can't help myself, you know. Yeah, that's about the size of it for me, guys. I am really grateful that Emma decided to participate tonight. It's been a long time since it has happened. Because normally this time, our guest is sleeping, you know, or doing their own thing, you know. But it's a good thing to have somebody else to hang out with doing midnight meditation. And don't forget, we do this every Thursday night. Catch us on Facebook Live, catch us on YouTube. Every Thursday night we do this, you know. It is beneficial, I think, whether if nobody else get nothing out of it, I get something out of it, you know. It gives me another day of reprieve from the madness, from the darkness, from the insanity. It helps keep me sane, on my journey. And that's a beautiful thing, I don't know, people. All I know is that the plans that God has for me, don't none of it consist of darkness. You know. Now, I ain't saying my life is a bed of roses, but I live like a queen. I don't have a whole lot of dark days or bad moments. For the most part, my life is pretty simple, and it is good every day. Even the days like today when I'm tired, my day has been good. My night has been good, and that's all because of the lenses that I look out of. You know, I look for good out of everything. Even when I can't find it, I'm still looking for it. And most times when I'm looking for it, I do find it. You know, I'm just grateful that there is light at the end of the tunnel, um, and I can see the light even at a distance. And if I continue to move toward the light, those moments of darkness dispel moment by moment the more I move toward the light. And with that being said, people, check in with him again next Thursday with Midnight Meditation with Emma. I appreciate you. I love you. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay up, and keep on loving on you. Good night.
That's so awesome.
You think so?
I love it.
I think,
Yes,
yeah.
I love it.